put a team of 10 people together, and they came up with like a general consensus that I had to make a trip to Senegal where jollof rice originated from. So this was my trip from Lagos through Benin to Burkina Faso, through to Mali, into Bamako, and then down to Senegal. So there's a tiny island on the coast of Senegal which is called St. Louis. St. Louis is this old colonial island. It used to be the protectorate of Francophone West Africa. So they had the Governor General who lived there, and he basically governed all of Francophone West Africa from this base. Oral history has it that he had a mistress called Penda Mbaye, and she was privileged to meet with, his visitors, his guests from Mauritania, from Portugal, from Morocco, from France, and she basically binged on all these different ingredients and spices that people will, bring to St. Louis. And she developed a recipe called chiboudjen. That's like the original jollof rice thing. The name jollof comes from the Wolof tribe in Senegal. And the St. Louisians are mostly Wolof. That's the language they speak. That's the name of the tribe. And so it was quite an incredible dish at the time. It was made from millet. That's what we call couscous. And then little by little they started farming their own rice in Senegal. And so chiboudjen means rice and fish. Chibu is rice in Wolof and jen is fish. So what they will do is they'll take out the bones from the fish, fill it with vegetables, and then you have carrots in the rice, you have cabbage, you have potatoes, you have all sorts going on there. But jollof rice in itself is rice and meat, and that's like the basic difference. So I like to call chiboudjen the great-grandfather of jollof rice. They're essentially two different things. They have similar tastes, and I mean, if you're like me and you're on Twitter and you see the jollof wars between Ghana and Nigeria, it's been a long, unending war. And for me, it's great that it never ends. I really don't want to find the solution or the answer who makes the best. I think Nigeria makes the best jollof rice at home. Ghanaian jollof in the restaurants it's a little more decent, it's a little spicier, but at home, the average Nigerian home, like there's no competition. I've eaten jollof rice in at least 15 countries, and nothing compares to my mother's jollof rice. And it's not just passion. So that's the beautiful island of St. Louis. It's about the size of 9 football fields. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Nothing has changed in about 50 years plus. It's a beautiful place with tourists, and so they have a drum beat for jollof rice. They have a dance dedicated to jollof rice. It's a big deal. It's an afternoon lunch dish. They cook it from morning till afternoon. You can see there. So it's a 2-pot dish: the rice, the white rice, and then the sauce with the fish. Unlike jollof, which is a 1-pot dish, or that's how I cook it. And so you see the final outcome of that. Fast forward to the exhibition. So I was done with my research in Senegal after meeting with all these incredible cooks in private homes and in restaurants. And I had to come do the exhibition at the National Museum in Lagos. So this is one of the first pieces. It's an installation, representation of the coastal cities across West Africa, from Lagos to Accra to Freetown to Lomé to Cotonou. And I titled it Taxi. It's basically talking about our colonial past, our similar histories, our parallel histories, and how colonial masters will, come pitch their tent in the capital city, or what eventually became a capital city, and develop that place, and the rest of the country wouldn't be as developed. This is essentially characterizing what jollof rice is. It's a 1-pot dish, and you have all these tiny ingredients and influences and recipes coming together to make this big thing. The wheels kind of signify, they're like a metaphor for migration, for movement. So the Wolof people are nomads, so they move from place to place with their recipe, and people pass through Senegal, through St. Louis, bringing their own ideas. So it's a dish that everybody has contributed something to, so you really can't claim ownership for it. Last year, I was invited to participate in the Dakar Biennale in Senegal, and so this was also one of the works I showed in Lagos, and it was specifically selected for Dakar because they could connect with the jollof thing since it was there. I mean, that's what I figured. For me, it's very political. It goes beyond cuisine, it goes beyond food. This kind of symbolize 15 West African states, 15 ECOWAS states, from Nigeria to Senegal to Ivory Coast, Ghana, you know, all of them. And the experience in Dakar was quite chilling. Like, I felt for the first time like I was still in a strong, you know, colonial era. You had the French ambassador invite all 64 artists to his residence, and it was like a dinner or something, a welcome dinner. And to receive us were about 30 French generals in their full ceremonial regalia. And that was just a show of power, like, no, we run things here. So that piece was really like, it's telling the world that we own our space, you know, we are able to defend our own sovereignty as a sub-region in West Africa. And we share something which is similar. There's something positive we agree on. If we can agree on jollof rice, we can agree on many other things. Thank you.